So as we're recording this right now, and this is going to be posted in December, so not at the end of the month, but early enough that, or late enough in the year that you can still look back and have an idea of what it is that, what the year has shaped up, even if you still have a few weeks left,
Yeah, yeah.
right? But I like looking at just, I mean, there's some things that are metrics that are specific, like revenue or number of clients closed or added,
Mhm.
and all that, that are like, if you're doing tracking,
Mhm.
right, and if you have the right tools in place, and it's kind of easy to track them and just keep an eye on as they're going over the year. But then when you compile the data and look back and look at things like, okay, let me look at my profit and loss revenue, let me look
Mhm.
at, how many new clients I've added this year, what that rate was overall. It gives you like that little victory, right, of saying, hey, this is how it's progressed over the year.
Yeah.
um, and so I think that, again, celebrating these moments puts us in the right mind space to figure out what comes next. Now, on the flip side of that, the next step is to look into the challenges. What are the things that your business struggled with this year? And that can mean a variety of things, right? I mean, I think on the flip side of everything that we talked on a positive, that can become a negative, right?
Mm-hmm.
And even if it's been a successful year in terms of revenue or in terms of growth, there's always struggle.
Yeah.
And it's important to acknowledge and realize those. Do you have some examples of different things that you like to keep an eye out
Do I have some
for?
examples? Uh, well, okay, so for me, there's a few areas where I've noticed that there's been consistent little hiccups
Uh-huh.
that I think, especially for like looking at this year and things I want to make sure I'm looking at next year because of it.
Hmm.
So client pipeline,
Yeah.
right? Although I had a really good month and I'm very excited about that, there are 11 other months.
Yeah. What?
So,
Shocking.
yeah. So they have not all worked out that way.
Hmm.
So figuring out like how to establish more of a or like that pipeline and how to track that's going to be a really really big thing for me. So looking back into my year and how did things line out? Um time management.
Yeah.
Time management's going to be a big thing for
Hmm.
me. I did a time audit at the beginning of this year, and I'm going to do a time audit at the end.
That's good.
Just because, like, I need to figure out where I am allocating my time because time is a finite resource, right?
Hmm.
Like, unfortunately, we cannot just make more of it.
Yeah. Can't
Um,
clone yourself and you can't stop time.
not, not yet. And then in the marketing world for marketing services, how much like what percentage of the work I'm doing is stuff I'm doing for free
Hmm.
and like the attached ROI for that.
Yeah.
Because like I want to donate
Hmm.
to organizations that I care about, but also
Hmm.
we want to make sure that that's actually doing something for me. Like it can't be just that, or at
Yeah.
least if it's a big part of your time allocation, it
Hmm.
can't just be that. So
Yeah.
that's kind of where I am. What about you?
So, okay, so some of the things for me that I like to keep an eye out are things like, obviously the financial side of it. Oh, are there months which, like you said, the ups and downs, right? I mean, I'm the same way. You look at my revenue per month, it shoots up and then it dives down. What is leading it to dive down? I remember a few years back, I had my first month, which was a drastically higher month of revenue than others. And I remember when that was happening, I was terrified because I knew I had already forecasted. I knew what was going to happen the next few months. Um, but I didn't identify the causes for that. So
Okay.
looking back at what are the causes that led to that drop,
Yeah.
right? Obviously, you have a month that is an outlier that's just outside of the norm. And you're obviously going to have a drop from that. But like, if the drop goes below your average, then what is the reason driving for that? Is it just as simple as you just invoice too much on month one? If so, that's not that big of an issue. Or is it that, are your time and effort was spent fulfilling work and not looking for more work, and therefore, your long-term growth struggled because of it?
Yeah, we've never done that.
No, of course not.
No.
None of us are guilty of that.
No,
Absolutely not.
never a million years. Nah.
No. So I like looking at that. I like looking at like just the rate of onboarding new clients, and what that client acquisition pipeline look like. Did that, did the process from like having the initial meeting with the client all the way to them signing on the contract and becoming a client. What has that looked like on average, right? Has it been one meeting and close right then and there? Have we needed to have multiple meetings? Has it been like, do a lower tier offering before we're comfortable with a long-term offering, or
Hmm.
what exactly that was? So,
I don't think I've ever tracked that.
okay.
I don't think
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
tracked the amount of time, but I don't think I've
Uh-huh.
tracked the number of meetings.
Yeah. That's one of the ones that I have in my Google sheet where I
And we
track
talked
things.
about in a previous episode.
Yeah. So everything's in the Google sheet.
Ah.
So yeah. But that's one of the little things that I like tracking, right? Because
Yeah.
it can raise some red flags that might be happening with the business if I'm not doing a good job of like onboarding new clients routinely, right? I have a certain metric that I set for myself in terms of every month I want to be onboarding, a couple new clients, because that means long-term growth, as opposed to getting 10 clients in a month, which is great, but if that's going to hurt the rest of the year, then do I want to do that or not?